So in the future, in relation to dating, I guess we could say, going on that note about praying for a Boaz or the future, there are things that I look for that I'm more aware of now as far as dating than I did several years ago. I mean, last time I dated was probably 12, 13 years ago, and so it's a completely different time. And I have a completely different perspective looking forward about kind of what I'm looking for in that process. And so when I talked to that pastor about praying for a Boaz, it made me really think about what I'm looking for, what my I guess standards are, I guess you would say, for a future husband, and to be aware of red flags and look for those things ahead of time. I think a lot of those things I didn't think about before. And so, especially as a single mom, wanting to protect my son, I think there's a lot more involved that you have to think about when you potentially start to date someone. And I've read a lot of things about dating, and I think it's very wise to start as friends and to learn about that person and maintain or grow a friendship with them, to know about them, know how they interact with other people, know how they interact with their friends, how they are in their Christian walk. There's just a lot of things that I think are really important to know about a person before you even get to the point of dating, where possibly romance is involved. And so in the process, just in the last, I'd say, year or so, there have been times that I've had, potential suitors, I guess you would say. And so anytime that's been a possibility, I've really just prayed over it and just said, Lord, I want your best for me. And I want this man's, your best for this man as well. It's not just being self-centered, but that person should have God's best for them as well. And so anytime there's been a possibility, I just pray over it and say, Lord, if this is not who you have for me, then shut the door, so that we're not, wasting time necessarily or getting into a potential relationship that is not what God wants for us. And so he's closed several doors. At first it was frustrating to me because they were closed doors. And so it was kind of a frustration, but looking back, I know I can see his protection and his provision. And so I know that he has my best interest at heart. It's frustrating in the waiting, and I know a lot of people are frustrated by that. A lot of women that I've talked to are tired of waiting for something. But I think that God is never late. His timing is perfect every time, and he has a purpose in having us wait, rather it be to grow us in some way or to teach us something, or for us to learn something or maybe unlearn something, like in my case sometimes. And so I think it's very purposeful in the wait, and I trust God in that, and I know that he is going to have my best interests at heart when it comes to the waiting period. And so looking in the future, I'm kind of excited to see what God has in store for me. I would hope that it would be a husband, and that if I were to have another marriage, that it would be honoring to the Lord and glorify him. That would be my hope. But if it's not, I trust God in my future, because I know that he has a perfect plan specifically for my life, and I can't wait to see what it is.